Hey everybody, I have what should be a pretty fun video for you this evening. Maybe you'll catch it in the morning, maybe you'll catch it in the next few days. But ultimately what I wanted to do is kind of go through the colors of copper. And I picked some early wheat scents, mostly early wheat scents out of my book to kind of go through, to kind of go through the colors and different color progressions. And I'll start with this 40S because it's probably the most normal, or like straight from a mint roll. And this actually was straight from a mint roll that a friend of mine cracked. That's, you know, as original color and original luster as you'll see on a Lincoln wheat. But they didn't necessarily always come directly, you know, from the mint looking quite this color. Sometimes they'd have a little bit darker copper color, a little bit lighter, you know, copper color. Anyway, I'll start going through some of these. So I'll leave this one. Let me see where let me put him back here. Let me see if I can fix this up. Can't quite see it. So anyway, we'll just go through a couple of these. This one's a 37S. This was one that I did crack out of a holder. And I know you guys probably think I'm crazy cracking coins and putting them in a book or putting them in a flip just to put in my book. But there was a couple dates that I just wasn't able to find raw coins that I was happy enough with. Now granted, like, look at the color on this thing. It's as Halloween pumpkin orange, even better. But I couldn't, you know, I couldn't always find a great coin for every date. And the 37S was one that was eluding me, and I got this one at a great price, like under $15, I think, in the holder in a 66. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on that. Like that, you can't really beat that. But in a case like this 45, I probably paid up a little bit more for this, although it is a little shattered on his shoulder and on his jawline. The fields are just remarkable in this coin. There's a little bit of a hit on the reverse of this, I believe. Oh no, but this is a good place to talk about this. On the O of 1, and you find this all throughout the series, it starts deteriorating on the top left side of the O. And I believe that's what's already going on some of that. You can see a little bit of a raised mark there above the N. But anyway, there's some dye deterioration that happens throughout this series, and it as you get to like the 54S, 55S, you see it all in the S mints, later S mints. You'll kind of see it a little more common then. But anyway, I'll rip through some of these. This one, you know, it's a pretty normal looking obverse as far as color goes. A little bit of yellow to it. There is one scuff on this that concerns me a little bit, but it's got nice original luster, no major hairlines, but there's something on the cheek that I don't love. But it is still a really nice, attractive coin. And then the reverse, man, it's got some good color in there, and it's hard to show it just right without, you know, kind of blinding you to see all the color that's actually in there. And that's why I kind of, you know, I'll turn the coin a little bit when I'm looking at them under the loop, or, you know, myself when I'm just trying to check them out. So there's a 31S. That's a key date. That's a really low mintage coin. You can see kind of a price on there, but, you know, it's all relative, I suppose. So we went through the 45, 31S. Let's look at this 42. This one's got nice copper color as well. Not quite as orange as the 45. Let's put them side by side here. I think, yeah, that one, and just for the laugh of it, I mean, that's kind of the normal color there, and you can see just how bright orange that 45 really is in comparison. And I keep a couple, you know, it's nice to have a couple graded coins as well in with your set, if, you know, to be able to compare what you have in there. Like, I was talking about this 45, the shoulder being chattered up a little bit and the cheek being chattered, but if you look at the 42, boy, it's in a lot better condition. That coin, Let's look at that a little closer. You know, it's an easy 5. Anyway, it's probably a 6. Maybe even a touch better, 6 plus. I don't know. You guys tell me. It's a little tick on the cheek there and jawline, I guess. Fields are pretty nice, and I believe that's a die crack under trust, not a scuff. Although, I don't know. We'll get the angle right. Maybe kind of looks more like a scuff, but we'll check out the reverse on this guy, too. This is, yeah, it's got a pretty significant hit right between, yeah, right there, in between the N and E. I don't know, though. I mean, I still think that coin goes 6, unless they call that some sort of scratch or damage or something, but it's no point. It's staying in my book. It's one that I want to keep raw for now. Anyway, we'll go back to some of these other ones that I've got sitting here. Here's a 31D, and this was in a 63 holder, an RB holder, and again, I wanted that one just kind of as a color comparison. And they call that RB. To me, that's more of a brown, and I'm very surprised PCGS called that an RB. And maybe, you know, it's got just a little bit of, you know, it's got some thumbprint across there. It's got one black spot kind of on the top there. Still a nice BU coin, though, don't get me wrong, and they called it that, a 63. That's, you know, respectable grade, and it's a very handsome coin. I do like this 31D, and you got to realize the 31D, anything higher than like 4 is starting to get into some pretty big money, and there's almost zero population in 6 and 31D, so like a 5 is as good as you're going to get a lot of times. I'm going to jump off to the side here. Here's a 34. This one was also a 5 RB. And again, I cracked some coins to keep them in my book. There's just a few. I think this will be the end of the graded ones. And not everything I have. I mean, I went down to 30 in BU, and not everything's red necessarily. Some are RBs, some are browns. But, and I'm not complete. I don't have an 09 SVDB or a 14D, no D. So those are a couple coins that I'm missing yet, but maybe one day I'll pick them up. This one was a fun toner, and again, if you keep your eyes open, you can get some of these coins pretty cheap, in my opinion. To find this like around $25 or $30 is a good buy. You know, looking like that. So we'll keep rocking and rolling. Here's a nice 1909 I found raw. It's not an 09S or an SVDB or anything like that, but it's a nice, handsome coin, and it's very, very well struck, although a lot of the 1909s are, you know, brand new dies and a lot of hair detail, and they were just good quality coins being struck, I believe, in 09. I'd probably consider that one probably a 63, and it might catch the red designation, although I think it goes RB. Still a very nice coin, very respectable for a raw coin, for, you know, for my book set, or for any book set, I suppose. That's the next earliest, what I would consider BU coin that I have, is this 20, and it's got some neat color. It kind of almost looks like a steely in a way, but it doesn't really have any red to it. I don't know what they call it, a brown, I suppose, but it's more like blue and gold. And you know, I'll tell you what, I know what you guys are all thinking. It's probably the same thing I'm thinking. I know what they call it. They call it questionable color, right? Anyway, this was in a Wait Raymond holder for a long time, and it just kind of twisted up, and I bought it from the original, well, one of the original people that owned that set, and collected this coin a long time ago, and so I know where it came from, and I know it's original toning. So anyway, we'll keep rolling. This 44 kind of had some like yellow and gold to it, and you know, like I said in the beginning, this is kind of the colors of copper. We started with a nice original coin and a couple nice big orange jack-o'-lantern type coins, and now here's this kind of yellowish gold and greenish. This one's really cool. When I first found this, I found it reverse up, and this is one I got in my coin search that I've talked about a few times on my channel, helping a jeweler friend out, looking you know, sorting through coins. This one's pretty high grade, near gem I'd say, but not quite there. It's got just too much splatter and stuff, but it is a very, very good looking coin. Lots of great luster and real good color. Let's see, here's a 30S, and that's a pretty original leathery looking copper there, if you ask me. But then you get it just right and it all kind of goes pink. This one just a really unique colors on that. I do think this coin was probably dipped at one time. It doesn't have quite the original BU luster that I'd like to see on it, although the reverse still has that nice watery, you know, you can see it there. Let's go back to the obverse for a second. I mean, it's got luster, it's just, I don't know, it doesn't have much cartwheel to it, so I don't know. I looked at it close with a loop. There's no polishing or anything like that I could clearly see, but it is a little subdued, if you ask me. So if any of them are questionable, this is one it's in a raw book set, so whatever, it's good enough for me. This 30D is kind of neat because it's just like chocolatey, but still has that like nice coppery brown. I think that's a real handsome coin. Much tougher date, very tough date to get BU in raw. Otherwise, you might as well buy a graded slabbed coin at that point. But this is one I searched for a little bit. It's got some thumbprints. It's got some thickness to the tone on it. But again, a nice, handsome, attractive BU coin there. And then this 35D, this one's pretty cool. And again, like if we're comparing luster, where did I put that 30S? Like that I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it's all there. I guess one day that'll all be found out when these coins eventually get graded, someday down the road. But this one's a pretty cool coin, and it is very near gem. It's just toned up. It'd be a brown, obviously it'd be a brown, and something in that holder too. Actually, that might be a little ding up on that rim. Let's take a look there. Hard to see. Yeah, there's a ding on that rim. Still a very pretty coin, very cool coin. I guess I knew that was on there. I just never really videoed this coin, so I can't say I've ever really seen it this close and examined it that tight. I just thought it was cool and cool looking, and it went in my book for a while. And so ultimately what I did tonight is just, I was going through the book, and some that stood out that had better color or just better, better eye appeal, more attractive coins. That's what I pulled out to kind of show the original colors. Like this one, obviously, like that's a nice original penny. I mean, it's a nice original cent that still has original color. That would probably go RB, but the reverse is more red than brown. But again, it's got a lot of browns to it, depending on the reveal that you're looking at. Right there, it certainly looks like a brown, but you get it like that, and I don't know, that's most likely a brown, but still a very handsome coin there. Let's see here. We did these two. Let's go. Well, here we'll go over here. This is the one and only other coin that I question whether or not it was polished. It is gemmy, but there's no polishing lines on this. It's just almost too good to be true. Is I guess it's kind of bright, but boy, it's a good looking coin. It's clean. It is probably one I should get graded because it's a very, very nice coin. Again, the luster's popping off of it, so it almost made right there. You can kind of see it looks polished, but it's super bright. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on that one, guys. This 48, this thing just toned up pretty wild. That's real neat. How the colors came about on this one. And the reverse kind of the same way. And this one's a lot more splotchy on the reverse. I don't know if that's the word, spotty. And not quite as high a grade on this coin. This one saw a little bit more chatter before it got put away, but definitely some cool tone on that one. And then just a couple more we'll go through. Like, there's my 09S. You know, it's nothing to write home about, but it's an attractive coin for the grade, in my opinion, and it still has original luster. I'll upgrade it maybe one day, and I'll keep working on these earlier dates. But like I said, up to 1930, basically, I just have circulated coins. You know, the 29 might be, you know, I showed a few earlier ones that are a little bit better. And there's back to our original color. I don't know. It's pretty fun collecting these copper coins, guys, I gotta say. And then I just have a couple more bust of shows. Again, going up to, and I kept, well, I'll say it this way. I was going to keep this just to wheats, but I had to put these couple best of shows in there because just being able to see all the planchet marks on this coin, like, I got, you know, this coin's in incredible condition. There's almost not a mark on it. It looks like, but that's all planchet. Like, I don't know if it's polish marks, if that's what you'd call that, dye polish marks, or if it's just planchet marks from actual building the planchet itself. This one's in pretty good condition. It has one little tick underneath the memorial there, but boy is it nice, and it's got that nice orange color too. And so I wanted to point that one out. It was kind of a better coin that I had in there. This 04, again, I just kept for like modern comparison, and it also has like that dye polish, or, you know, planchet stretch marks, so to speak. Pretty cool coin. I like seeing that on the coins. So it's always interesting to me to see all the uniqueness to them. And last but not least, a coin that's probably not, you know, worth all that much per se, and you know, maybe in 70 deep cameo, and I guess it could be, but I'll just zoom in on this proof, and like to look at the planchet marks, and to see that coin that close, and to be able to see how they polish those dies, or you know, I just think it's so cool seeing these coins up close like that, and just seeing all that right there. I mean, it's beautiful, and that's why I collect. You know, we get that nice deep cameo, that nice mirroring, and then you look at that planchet right under there, and it's basically flawless. There isn't a tick on this coin. That's all just imperfections in the planchet, so to speak, or dye polish marks, I guess. Yeah, nice cameo again on this one, and I just wanted to pick out a few of my more favorite coins, and a couple that stood out with, you know, maybe better eye appeal, and wanted to share this with you guys all tonight. So thanks for watching, and God bless everybody, and we'll catch you on the flip side. And I appreciate you hitting the thumbs up, the like, giving it a share, any of the above, and God bless you. Thanks.